I spy Tom. This is not the smartest guys in the room. Happy Thanksgiving. We're talking Thanksgiving. We're talking gratitude. We want to know what's on your list. Big, small. Tom, you just started to tell me about something on the back of your phone, so let's just go hot right into it. What do you got going on? What are you grateful for? Let's start small.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. I think that's one of the things is like when people talk about like expressing gratitude for, around Thanksgiving, right? What are you thankful for, right? They always think big stuff, right? Family, friends, health, and of course, right? Of course, I don't mean to like belittle that. Of course, you should be grateful for those things. I'm grateful for those things. You're grateful for those things. But at the same time, like it's entirely predictable, right? And so what we as we were talking about what we were gonna talk about on the show today, back and forth, I was like, let's talk about like some silly little things, like some fun stuff that we're grateful for that's maybe a little bit unexpected. And like, so here you go, right? Like, so I've got an iPhone, right? I've got one of those big ol' iPhones, and I've got this thing that goes right on the back. It's a magnet, sticks right on the back there, and I can use it so I can like hold my phone without, like destroying my pinky, right? From the weight of my phone, so I don't have to do this move, and it makes it easier to hold on to and easier to type, yada yada yada. So like this little phone stand doohickey, and it's super thin too. It's like it's as thin as the cameras. Like it only sticks out at the same amount of depth as the cameras. So like it doesn't cause any issues in my pocket. And if I want to take it off, boom, it's a magnet. I just pop it right off. No big deal. So this little phone stand doohickey thingamajob, what's it called? It's called Oh Snap is the brand name, right? So like go ahead and drop the brand name. I dig it. Like I'm grateful for it. It makes my life a little bit incrementally better in a small way, and so I'm grateful for that. So yeah, I think there's plenty of small things we can talk about, little things, little pieces of technology or whatever that just make our lives better in incremental little ways, as we go throughout the year. So I don't know. That's the number one for me is my phone stand. I'm grateful for my phone stand. So what do you got, Dom? What's something you're grateful for?
Okay, I like this because, like, I see my friend Jim here and you're here. I'm grateful for my friends and collaborations and things like that. Uh, but we can't say little, but let's say like Opus Clip. That's something I'm thankful for that I'm able to take not the smartest guys in the room and take clips from it and share out to the masses a different way. So it helps me uh, take the long form, I insert links into it, and it breaks it down into short form. And that's something that I'm not overly skilled in video making and things like that. So without that tool, it would have taken me a lot longer, or maybe I wouldn't have been able to uh, touch as many people this year. So that's one. And then I was thinking about, I'm going on here, so I'm still on another one, Tom. I was thinking just when you were say like big, small, everything in between. Some of the things I've talked about in memory lane or on the show throughout the year, like one that I talk about a lot is Turner's Tea, the best iced tea in Pittsburgh. Now you tried to give me this Turkey Hill nonsense, but Turner's Tea, I mix it with Jack Daniels. I drink it every day. It's perfect. It mixes with everything and it's good on its own. So Turner's Tea, something I'm always thankful for. And I made a anything that floats raft a couple years ago, and I used gallons of Turner's tea to help me float around the yak. I think that's the Yakagani that I was floating down. So I'm thankful for that as well, Tom.
There you go. I think if you go to Eastern PA, you'll come across Turkey Hill. But I guess Turner's is the king of the market out in the Pittsburgh area, out in Western PA. But yeah, Eastern PA, it's Turkey Hill over in Lancaster and those surrounds. At least that was when I went to college. That was the tea of choice. Also, it was the first time I'd ever seen tea sold in a gallon jug, like a milk jug. Like
Say what?
yeah, yeah, like that's not something I grew up with in New York. It's not
Okay,
something we have
I have to ask. So if you go to like Walmart, no, you don't go to Walmart, but if you go to the your big grocery store, like we have a whole wall of gallons of tea. You don't have that?
Nope, doesn't exist.
That is really odd. I'll tell you, when we went to Chicago, when me and you drove to Chicago, uh, all I needed was a Diet Mountain Dew and some sweet tea in gallons, and they didn't have either there, man. That was no good.
Yeah, it's a PA thing. Like the gallon jugs of tea is definitely a Pennsylvania thing. It's not everywhere. So you should be grateful that you have that in Pennsylvania because it's not something that's available everywhere.
Let's pull Dr. Tachi here because I was in Chicago and they didn't have it. I know it. So Dr. Tachi, you're where you at? Georgia? Do you got sweet tea and jugs down there at the grocery store? What's going on?
I'm in Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, sweet tea and jugs,
Yes, actually.
gallons.
Whose?
Like, are they in gallon jugs?
Oh, I thought that was a brand. I was like, I don't know them. Yes, Gatlin jugs. In fact, so the big grocery store here is Publix. Publix has their own, like the Publix brand of sweet tea, and for some reason, everybody loves that. Apparently.
Of course they do. So, Dr. Tachi, here's our vibe today. We're talking about things of all kinds we're grateful for, like family and friends. You want to say that, yes, but we want to know what those little things that you're grateful for too, or something that somebody might not know that Dr. Tachi is grateful for. Like Tom mentioned the thing on the back of his phone to make his phone more accessible or able to hold. So, what do you got for us?
Oh, something small. Um, I don't know that I have, because everything is a big deal to me. But I'm grateful for microphones.
Okay, Dr. Tachi's grateful for a microphone, right? As yours is cutting out, and yeah,
Oh, is it cutting out?
yeah. I don't know. Something's going on. Yeah, I thought you were being silly when you said it.
No, 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 no. I didn't even know I'm cutting out. If you can't hear me, let me know. But no, seriously, I'm grateful for microphones because I realized how much of a difference they make in recording when I couldn't find the one I needed for a client. We were recording, and I'm like, okay, where's the microphone? Nowhere to be found. I'm like, where the hell is it? So he comes to my house like monthly, and we just batch record. And I couldn't find it anywhere. Now, mind you, I had used it before, probably about 4 weeks before, and I know I didn't leave it at the site where I was. And I remember taking it out. So I was like, okay, let's try and see using this. And I was like, oh no, this is not going to work. So I finally got my hand on another one. And I'm like, wow, this thing so small makes such a difference in the quality. So, yeah, I'm grateful for microphones.
Dr. Tachi, you got a brand on that microphone? Because I lost mine a while ago. I loved it. It was a lapel, but I could hold it like it. It was away from phone or whatever. It didn't have to be attached to phone, and I lost it. So what suggestions you got?
Yes. Okay. So this one, I actually bought two sets of wireless microphones. I bought the DJI microphones, which are okay in sound to me. They're not bad, but I bought them because I also have the Osmo Pocket 3, the smaller camera that a lot of vloggers like. So it pairs with that. But then the one that I use with my professional camera is the Rode Go. So they're really tiny, very small, and people, you can actually clip them to you, clip the body pack to you, but I hate that look. So the nice thing is that you can actually get some lavalier mics that will plug in and you can hide it. They're really light, they're portable, and the sound is good. My old one that I can't find right now is a Rode as well, so I know the sound. So it's a Rode Go wireless mic system. It has the two transmitters and a receiver.
I'm right there with you, Dr. Tachi. I 100% am also grateful for microphones, and I'm grateful that that microphones have become more accessible and less expensive. So, like you're talking about the Rode Wireless Go system, like
Yes.
that's what I'm using right now, right? So,
Yay!
like that's what's on me right now is a Wireless Go. You don't even know, you can't see it, right? It's hidden, but it sounds good.
Yes.
And like you said, it comes with two. So like you'll see people a lot in like short form stuff where they'll be kind of like holding the microphone and talking into it, right? Which I'm okay with for like short form stuff. I'm fine with it as like a you know, a modality or whatever. I'm just glad that people are using microphones so less and less people sound like they're shouting at me from the bottom of a barrel, right? Like I don't think people understand how important audio quality is to video. But it is crucial for anything you're doing where you want to have like sound on tape, right? Where you want to have the person on camera speaking, right? That sound quality matters. In fact, sometimes it matters more than the video quality. So really having good sound quality matters a lot. And I am incredibly grateful that more and more people have begun to understand this and have started using these kinds of microphones. I agree with you, Dr. Tachi. I think the sound quality of the Rode Wireless Go is better. I think the system that I have offers a couple of other advantages that over the DJI system, and that is that the DJI system does not give you the ability to use an external lav mic. So you can use an external lav mic with the Rode Wireless Go and treat it just like a regular wireless mic transmitter. Also, my Rode Wireless Go system has the ability to record internally. So you can actually have the pack record on someone in case you're worried about interference or you're in an area where there's a lot of other radio traffic. You can record on the battery, like on the transmitter pack on the person. You can have that record so that you know you've got clean audio and you don't have to worry about any sort of transmission interference or anything like that. So even if you're at a very long distance, you can make sure that you have good sound quality. So I think for those reasons, I would recommend the Wireless Go. The pack itself is a little bit bigger than the DJI pack, but at the same time, I think the benefits far outweigh the challenges. And also, it's easier to hold. If you're going to do the thing where you're holding the mic in your hand and talking into it and then holding it up to somebody else to talk or whatever, any of that kind of stuff, it's easier to hold on to because it's a little bit bigger. So I would say that too. Also, Rode makes, one last thing just popped into my head, Rode makes a holder that looks like a big, long, sort of like on the street, old school microphone. So you get one of those and you can clip your mic pack onto that and hide it under the windscreen, the foam windscreen, and you're off to the races. But yeah, the only thing that bothers me about when people use the Wireless Goes is they often have this little fuzzy thing that covers the mic that people often refer to as the fuzzy thing or whatever is in the industry we refer to as a dead cat. That's what it's called. I don't know. I don't know the etymology of it, but that's what it's called. It's called the dead cat. And it's really designed to reduce wind noise on a microphone. And it can help with reducing like pops. So like plosives, right? Words with like p, pipe, those kinds of words where you kind of like get a puff of air coming out. It can reduce some of those pops. But generally speaking, if you're inside somewhere, and especially if you're wearing the mic, if it's below your mouth, if you're not speaking directly into it, take the wind like filter off of it. Take the dead cat off of it. You don't need it. There's no reason why you're sitting at your desk inside somewhere or sitting in your living room with a mic clipped on your shirt and you have a dead cat on it. It just looks like you're wearing a caterpillar for no particular reason. So take it off if you're inside, if you're out of the wind and you're wearing the mic. If you're not speaking directly into it, no need for it. So anyway, that's my thoughts on the microphone. I think that's a good one though, Dr. Tachi. I appreciate that. I'm definitely grateful as well.
Sorry, FYI, I did get the two handles so I have two of them so I can look like I'm semi-professional.
Nice. I like it. What do you think, Dom? Are you sold? Are you going to get a set of Rode Wireless?
What's interesting is I'm in when I film bikes and hikes for Armstrong, we use exactly what you said. We have the mic. We have a whole bag. We have the mic that the Rode thing goes in. We have the that one that you were just holding up, and then sometimes because we don't want that to show, we have a little lapel that a cord that goes into that we then we'll put it in our pockets and things like that. So it is everything you explained about that system is what we used, but in my own life, somehow I am too dense or technically it is nice when I have my friend Dave with me. So one of my things I was thankful for was collaborations. I'm thankful for Tom, Dave, Julie with Creative Con, and my authors, Sonia and Dr. Tachi for coming on here, and Brian for everything he does with me, and Jimmy Aj for helping me with my turkey drive and being a great friend, and my buddy Dave up in Canada there, and everybody listening. Thankful for all these people. So that's my segue back to what we're talking about, Tom. Thankful. We're doing thankful, big, small things people might not know you're thankful for. So we mentioned family, we mentioned friends, we mentioned maybe clients, but Mr. Brian P. Swift, something you're thankful for, and then we want to know what's that thing that you're thankful for that people might not know you're thankful for. What do you got?
Good question. And there's so many things that I'm thankful for, and I think because I like to go back and think about where since we have my mom who has dementia and is 88, and think about all the stories from them, and think about how happy they were with so little they had, and how lucky we are today, just to have what we have. And for me, being a quadriplegic confined to a wheelchair, when I think about everything that I have, and I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for my faith and my parents who were there when I got hurt to kind of mold me into the man I am today. Uh, so, the blessing of the people in my life, going back to my parents, and all the people that have come into my life since then. I think sometimes we overlook the assets of people in relationships because we've to be such a uh, come to a point where it's all about all the shiny things we have. What kind of car do you drive, how big's the house you're in, what kind of watch do you wear, where do you go on vacation, and forget about the simple things that really probably make us happier, or used to make us happier, and still try to go back and just learn to appreciate the family dinners that we get to have, whether it be with one of the kids or all three of them, and the people still in our life. So I'm very blessed. I'm complete.
Brian, okay, so I'm going to go, Tom, before we come to you, hold on. Brian, so at a family meal, what's something you're thankful for? What's the food? What's the favorite one you got?
My wife is such an awesome cook, and all my kids cook, and they have all read recipes. We got, when my dad passed and we had to move my mom out, we took the old wooden container that has all the recipes in it that my mom made since I was a kid. And probably one of the favorites still is a pot roast that she makes. And my kids all have learned how to make different things. And my mom was awesome at making different breads, like zucchini bread, apple bread, banana bread. So my kids have gotten very good at that, along with cheesy potatoes. So sometimes my daughter will come over and make cheesy potatoes. Well, Monica's had a pot roast brewing all day in the crock pot. So just all those little foods. But I'm going to go with her different breads and pot roast with green peppers and onions and potatoes and carrots. Man, that just screams. It's like a comfort food and brings you back. So that's what I'm going with.
Nice. I like that. I was actually, when you started talking about family dinners, Brian, I was like, ooh, I was like, let's talk about, we got Thanksgiving is tomorrow, right? Like, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like, let's talk about some of our favorite Thanksgiving foods, and that we're grateful. Like, another year has passed, and here we are back at Thanksgiving, and able to sort of like have some of those foods, or have the opportunity to have some of those foods. And we really only have like once a year, right? Like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we don't make green bean casserole any other time, right? Green bean casserole is a Thanksgiving food, and it's the only time of the year that we make it. And I actually make it every year for our family. And I made it yesterday. I made it ahead of time yesterday. And I make it from scratch. So I don't use like a can of cream of mushroom soup. Like, I make a mushroom cream sauce. I make, I cut up fresh mushrooms. I make a mushroom cream sauce. I blanch the green beans, right? Like, I do all of that, and then put it all together in a big casserole dish with some fried onions mixed in, and then more fried onions to top it, of course. And then tomorrow, all we have to do is throw it in the oven, at 350 until it's hot through, and it's ready to go for Thanksgiving dinner. But yeah, I mean, green bean casserole, man, I'm grateful for that. We only make it once a year. So like, I get excited for it. I enjoy making it. And I really like the way it tastes, like even the standard one where it's like all out of cans, like I will eat that all day long. And maybe because for me, it's a vehicle to get those fried onions into my mouth. Maybe I deal with the green beans and the mushroom cream sauce, like or the mushroom sauce from the canned soup. Like, maybe I would deal with those just to get the fried onions in my mouth, just as a vehicle. But yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for green bean casserole for sure. What about you, Dom? What's your what's going to be on the table that's only on the table for Thanksgiving that you're grateful for this year?
Well, I am grateful for stuffing. I could eat stuffing out of a box. I could eat anybody's stuffing. I love everything about stuffing. Stuffing could be my favorite food, but it probably is really rare other than Thanksgiving that I see it. But I love that. I love that bread and all that stuff mushed together, and I love it cold. I love it warm. I love the stuffing, Tom. Uh, I'm sorry. Go on. Go on. Who's next, Tom?
Well, I was gonna say. So real quick question for you. Do you guys is there like a family recipe for the stuffing or the dressing? I mean, it's stuffing if it's cooked inside the turkey. It's dressing if it's cooked outside the turkey. I mean, I think we're all on the same page. We know what we're talking about when we say stuffing. But anyway, like, do you guys have a family recipe?
Well, different parts of my family have different recipes. So I grew up with one style that I'm very prone to, and if so, I want to get as close to that as I can. But the next style is not as close to that. But I still love it and am pleased by all. I mean, I could go to the local diner, and whatever stuffing they have, I'm in. I mean, I don't care if it's out of a box. I love everything about it.
We don't have a specific recipe, but the one thing I do miss, and I don't think any of my sisters or family has duplicated, is my mom making gravy from the drippings of the turkey. And I can see her adding in the flour to the big pan that turkey cooked in, and getting that homemade gravy. I mean, the stuff out of a jar, it is good. It's probably not crazy. I'm sure it's unhealthy as get out, but just that homemade gravy that my mom used to make, that was something I always looked forward to. It was never as thick as the stuff that came out of a can, but there was just a flavor about it that you cannot duplicate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, Brian. I think homemade gravy is a big thing, and actually, gravy is really not hard to make. I would encourage anybody who's like who believes that homemade gravy tastes better than the stuff you get out of a jar, which anybody with taste buds should agree to that. It's super simple to make, like very easy. It's like a 2-step process. You make a roux, and then you stir in some stock, and bang, you got gravy. right? So like it's really easy, it's really straightforward. I would say get on Google, look up a recipe, figure out how to make gravy. It's super simple. Make yourself some gravy. You can make it anytime, any day, any meal that you need a little bit of gravy. You can make more gravy if you need it for leftovers. Go make some gravy. Anyway, Sonia, we're coming around to you. You're up next. So we want to hear something you're grateful for. It could be something big. It could be something small. Of course, we're all grateful for our families and friends and loved ones, and you know, another year traveling around the sun here on this this little blue dot we call Earth. But give us something unexpected. So let us know what's your favorite Thanksgiving food, and maybe something unexpected. Like I was talking about my little phone stand. Never thought I'd have a phone stand or be grateful for it, but I am. So let us know something unexpected, something small that you're grateful for this year, Sonia.
Hi, everyone. So I am grateful for being able to run my 14th ever marathon in New York City in November, and having this be my redemption year since I had to pull out last year at mile 12. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for, of course, one thing people don't know about me here is I love technology. I'm a tech geek. So I love everything about tech. So like the gadgets wise and stuff. So I'm also grateful for my, I guess, my setup and being able to play around with my microphone for my like podcasting or when I'm talking on conference calls or whatever. So that's a piece of me that you guys are learning about today. And then my favorite Thanksgiving food definitely is the sides. I am a firm believer in this. Thanksgiving is not Thanksgiving without the sides. I don't care what anybody has to say. The sides are what make Thanksgiving Thanksgiving. So one of my favorite sides is sweet potato casserole. And I'm making that. My parents don't eat meat. So we're going to be having I'm making a plant-based lasagna for them. Uh more like the plant-based meat rather in it. But I'm making a lasagna, and I'm gonna do the other sides like the green bean casserole. I'm gonna do the sweet potato casserole. I'm gonna have, of course, like some breadsticks and salad. I mean, I'm gonna make a good variety of things, and then I have a friend coming over with her family, and she lives in the same building as my parents. So my best friend and her family will come for desserts and coffee. I'm gonna, of course, get the apple pie, pumpkin pie. I think we have some, have some ice cream. Maybe make it a la mode for the apple pie. So, but pumpkin pie and ice cream actually do taste really good together. Vanilla ice cream and pumpkin pie, that tastes amazing. So that's what I'm excited for as part of the Thanksgiving meal.
I mean, I'm right there with you, Sonia. I firmly agree. You know, turkey's fine, right? But I mean, who really gets that excited about turkey, right? I think like Thanksgiving the meal is really about the sides. It's really, those are the stars of the meal. Those are the things that people show up for, the things people talk about. Like, I mean, I don't know, like how often do you hear people raving about how excited they are to have turkey at Thanksgiving, right? Like almost never. Unless somebody has like some crazy recipe or some particular way that they prepare the turkey that's amazing. Otherwise, it's pretty much like, yeah, there's going to be turkey, but then also there's going to be sweet potato casserole. There's going to be green bean casserole. There's going to be pumpkin pie. There's going to be, you know, all of the sort of different sides. We're making a cornbread casserole. It's kind of like a spoonable cornbread that we make for a side. There's going to be stuffing. There's going to be dressing. There's going to be all these things, right? So like, I'm right there with you. I think the sides are the star of the show. What do you think, Dom?
Tom, of course I love the sides, but I think we're getting to the time of PSAs here. What do you think today? You think it should be should we go back to business PSA or should we do a Thanksgiving PSA? And you would have to be on the ball to think it up that quick. So what do you think?
I mean, hey man, whatever PSA you want to run with. I mean, I don't think we have to like it doesn't have to be a business PSA. I mean, like PSAs have been all over the map, right? So like we've talked about all kinds of things. So I think, yeah, whatever floats your boat. I have something in mind for my PSA. It is Thanksgiving related, but I think do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You sound ready. So let's see if you had a clock a couple weeks ago. Let's get you on the clock. And Tom is going to do a PSA on the clock. Let's see here. Am I seeing the camera? Am I seeing
No,
the
no, I'm going to start it when I start, because as soon as I
Oh.
turn it on, it's going to start counting down. So
Okay, so this is a quick segment we do where we give a PSA on something we've seen in business, in the world, whatever that may be, and we want you to think about it and take this to the rest of your year and implement our PSA. So what do you got, Tom?
all right, so here we go. The PSA clock is up and running, and I want people to know that you should not use the pop-up timer or the pop-up sensor in your turkey to determine whether or not it is done. As soon as you defrost that turkey, first of all, if your turkey's not out of the freezer now, it needs to be, right? It should have been like days ago. But second of all, as soon as your turkey's defrosted, when you're prepping that bird to put it in the oven, you should be starting that today. You should be doing either a wet brine or a dry brine on it. But when you're getting ready to put that bird in the oven, you rip that thing out of the turkey breast. You want your turkey breast to get to about 150 degrees, right? Once that turkey breast hits 150 degrees, set a timer for 4 minutes. As soon as that timer for 4 minutes goes off, pull it out of the oven. I promise you it's safe to eat. Its time at temperature kills just as much salmonella as when it reaches 165 degrees. So stop overcooking your turkey breast. 150 degrees, timer for 4 minutes, pull it out when that timer goes off. You're going to have juicy, beautiful turkey breast ready for your Thanksgiving table. That's my PSA for today.
Okay, good stuff, Tom. Just over the wire a little bit there, but you got it. Okay, set me up here. I'm ready for my PSA. Okay, my PSA. What do you got me? 30 seconds? Jeez, man, this guy cuts me short.
Hang on. I gotta put on another. It's the interface. It's not me. It's the interface. I promise.
Tom only wants to give my.
I'm gonna restart it. You ready?
All right, let's go.
Are you ready? All right. I'm gonna get it to restart.
I'm looking at the clock here. Okay. I see 1 minute on the clock. My PSA today. I'm gonna go Thanksgiving too. Do not talk politics at Thanksgiving. 50% of the people voted one way, 50% voted the other way. There's 20% in the middle that voted another way. There's 50% that didn't even vote. If your family comes from all over the year, all over the world, all over the country, and you're going to waste this precious time talking politics, if you are talking politics on Thanksgiving, you're probably being a jerk. You're probably being divisive. Don't do it. Let's talk about where your family's been the last year. Let's talk about how much you miss them. Let's talk about how good the meal is that day. But don't talk about politics on Thanksgiving. So that's my PSA, Tom. Under the wire.
I like it. You made it through. You made it. You pulled it out. Yeah, and I would just say though, feel free to talk behind your drunk uncle's back and laugh about what he's saying, because he's not going to heed Dom's PSA. He's probably going to bring politics into the mix when he gets a couple of beers deep. So feel free to talk behind his back as he's stumbling around the Thanksgiving party and saying inappropriate things and bringing up politics. I would say feel free to do that, but otherwise, yeah, I agree. Steer clear of divisive issues at the Thanksgiving table. It's not the day. Feel free to debate each other on a different day, right? But I think Thanksgiving is about being together as family and friends and spending time with the people that you care about. So yeah, I would try to avoid divisive topics. That's a good PSA.
There you go. Okay, let's get back to what we got going on here. Okay. Not the smartest guys in the room. We are thankful for everybody here, everybody that watches streaming, everybody that checks out the reels. Where before we get to Julie, Tom, where all are we streaming today?
We are currently streaming on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and I believe TikTok. You're streaming on TikTok there, buddy. So we're streaming on TikTok. We're streaming on YouTube. We're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on LinkedIn. We're streaming on Twitch. We're streaming all over the internet. You can't go anywhere online and not find us. Really, when you get down to it, we're a quick search away. You know, if you're not sure, just type in "not the smartest guys in the room" and it'll pop up on any number of platforms.
All right, good stuff. Appreciate everybody. Okay, I'm going to give you something else I'm thankful for before we get to Julie. Then Julie's going to tell us what she's thankful for. I'm thankful for people who put out consistent content. I appreciate you. I like to know what I'm getting. I like to know that the people I follow are going to talk about the things I expect them to talk about. I don't like when all of a sudden they talk about politics or their legs or whatever it is. I don't want to see it. I want to see what you told me you were going to talk about, why I became a fan. So I become thankful for the people that do that consistently. That's another thing I'm thankful for. Julie Loken, my dear friend, what we're talking Thanksgiving and gratitude, big and small and unexpected. So give us a big and give us an unexpected for you, Julie Loken. What do you got?
Hi, thanks, guys. And I'm grateful for the NTSGs, of course, first and foremost. Second of all, I'm grateful that I'm pretty much done getting ready for Thanksgiving, cooking for 16, and the tables are set. And I'm just sitting back enjoying your conversation. So thank you so much. And my favorite dish, I haven't heard anyone mention the lovely and often unforgotten cranberry sauce. My favorite. I mean, adds a little sugar, adds a little tartness, goes with everything, kind of is the binder of the Thanksgiving meal. Anybody else? I know it's kind of controversial, if you will.
I'm right there with you.
Oh,
I make the cranberry sauce every year for
Ooh,
us for our
look at
for our
you.
family. And so this year I made an orange bourbon maple
Wow.
cranberry sauce.
That's way fancier than I made. Let me just tell you, I made cranberry with sugar sauce, but I do not like the jelly sauce. I'm very against the canned cranberry. I bet you are too.
No, I
I'm
like both.
Really? Wow.
I feel like that I kind of like slicing off a piece of the jellied canned
Really?
cranberry sauce. Yeah, I'm kind of into it.
Huh. That's really surprising. I hope I didn't ruin your Tom's thumbs there.
No,
Tom.
not Tom's thumbs yet. Julie, hold on.
Yeah.
So when you say this, I need a clarification
Yeah.
just for the lay people.
The
You
lay
told
people.
me that you just said the tables are set.
Correct.
Does that mean you actually set the table for
Heck yeah.
Thanksgiving already, or what are you saying here?
Yeah, I have 2 tables, 16 people, plates are out. I mean, I decorated it. I have centerpieces, I have foliage, I have candles, I have little mini pumpkins. Yeah, I did it. I went all out, man. Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel good. My mom was a decorator like that, and we had so much silverware. I don't even know where this silverware came from. Like, what were we supposed to do with all this silverware that my mom laid out on these holidays? So
It very, very rarely happens on this house, let me tell you.
yeah,
And I have to
okay.
yell at my kids the whole, like, for the next 20, don't touch anything. Go away.
All right, so
Yeah.
now, Tom, it's that time of day. Jamie,
Wait,
we're
you
coming
forgot
to
to ask me what I'm grateful for.
I thought you were supposed to say what you were grateful
Well,
for.
you
Go
didn't let
ahead.
me do it.
I
Okay.
thought you did. Go on. What do you?
I
You
just
said
was
you
saying
said hold on, pump the
Yeah.
brake. You said cranberry sauce.
No, I said that was my favorite part of the meal. I thought I was supposed to answer that.
I mean, it seemed like you were saying that's what you were grateful for.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna back
grateful for
Dom up. I gotta back Dom up. I thought that's what you were saying you were grateful for.
I got a
was
whole shtick ready for you guys
the
too.
often overlooked cranberry sauce. So I think that's an honest mistake on Dom's part. So I gotta back Dom up.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, all right. So go ahead, Julie. What are you grateful for?
I got a little shtick here. Okay. So otherwise I wouldn't really care, but I'm a little bit prepared here. So I'm grateful that my family lets me be creative at Thanksgiving when I'm preparing dinner. And they don't know this, but I'm gonna play a little game. So it's called who's most likely to. And I'm gonna pull cards and you have to say who's most likely. So you pull a card, and it's who's most likely to think, and I'm pulling a card right now, to think Tupac is still alive. And then everyone points to one person. So I'm going to ask right now, Dom and Tom, who's out of the two of you, who's most likely to think Tupac is still alive? Out of the two,
Okay, Tom.
Tom's most, no, Tom, it's probably Dom.
I mean, I think I would have pointed at Dom.
Right. Okay. So this goes really fast. Who's most likely to get a Chinese proverb tattoo but not know what it means?
Rough Tom. I'm just going all Tom here.
I mean, definitely not. There's no chance I would get a tattoo without researching it. And I have plenty of tattoos. Like, not a chance. Not a chance. That's got to be Dom. It's no way I would do that.
Go on, Jolie. What else you got?
Okay. Who's most likely to have had the worst job? I think I know the answer to this one.
I think we would both agree that we both had a lot of shitty ones. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, my first job was being like the cart bitch at a supermarket.
Oh, that's
fetching.
good.
Yeah,
That was really
it was
good.
not a good job.
All right, and I'll do one more. Who's most likely to still have their Beanie Baby collection?
I'm
Say
guilty.
Dom on that one.
I was gonna say Dom, but I was like, but I mean, I don't know. Did either one of us ever have a Beanie Baby collection?
Oh, just if you did, who would be most like? Because look at
definitely
behind Dom. Yeah.
If I did, I would want one. Yeah. I mean, I had Smurfs, and I'm sad I sold them. And GI Joe guys and Star Wars guys. Okay, Jolie. Now we're
So that's fun, and that's fun. And then whoever has the most cards or whoever has the most likelies is the loser. So that's what we're doing on Thanksgiving. I'm glad that I can be creative, and I'm glad that you guys let me be creative on your stage. So happy Thanksgiving to you all.
Well done there, Jolie. Okay, good stuff. All right, now it is that time where we are creative, and I might not be creative here, but this is Tom's Thumbs, where we ask Tom about something going on in the world, and Tom has to give us a thumbs up or down to it. So, Tom, today, in honor of Thanksgiving, what do you think about Black Friday?
I think that if Black Friday was actually on Black Friday, then it would be fine. But the fact that Black Friday deals now start in like September makes it mean nothing, right? Black Friday is not a thing anymore. Now it's just a thing that they call sales in the fall, trying to get people to buy stuff for Christmas, right? Or for the holidays coming up, for any gift exchanges you might be a part of, right? Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever, right? Whatever holiday you celebrate. Obviously, lots of people exchange gifts around this time of year, and it's been completely taken over. I mean, it always was like sort of a retail holiday, so to speak, right? I mean, Black Friday was always retail's way of getting people to go out and shop right after Thanksgiving in preparation for Christmas. And when I was a kid, we used to go to my aunt and uncle's house. They lived in Virginia and in Maryland at the time. Like for a few years in Virginia and then later in Maryland, where they still live. And we used to go to their house for Thanksgiving. And then early on Friday morning, my mom and my aunt would get up, they would get in the car, and they would drive to the King of Prussia Mall, right, in Pennsylvania. And they would go do Black Friday shopping, right? Because that was the day where you could really get good deals. But now with Amazon and with all of the sort of online retail shopping that happens, Black Friday has just become a thing that they assign to any discount. And I'm like, it's Tuesday in October. It's not Black Friday. You can't call this a Black Friday deal, right? So like, the other thing that is really sort of like dastardly about it is that online retailers or retailers in general will artificially inflate prices leading up to a Black Friday deal where they provide what looks like or feels like a sizable discount. But if you look at the price history of the item, you can watch the price slowly creep up leading up to Black Friday, and then they drop the price basically back to what the retail price was a few months ago. Right? So like, also don't be swept up in the Black Friday deals. A lot of them are complete BS. They're not really deals, right? So like, I think Black Friday has become a meaningless term. Back in the day when it was like sort of an exciting kind of shopping opportunity, I might have given it a thumbs up. But with what it is now, there's no way I could possibly give Black Friday, in all of the things that it encompasses, a thumbs up. It has to get a thumbs down from me.
Shoo! I'm glad to have you back. Who's glad to have thumbs down Tom back? It's been he had gotten soft, and now it's nice to hear
It was
him.
getting boring. It really was, actually.
Yeah, thank you, Julie. We can't have Tom being so happy about life and so agreeable. It was really, we were gonna have to ditch the segment.
I mean, I would say my response to that would be just ask me questions that you think I'm likely to give a thumbs down to, right? Like, if you throw me a softball, I'm gonna wail on it and give it a thumbs up. But if you give me something that I'm likely to be unhappy about, you're gonna get a thumbs down. So I would say it's some in some ways it's up to the questioner whether or not you get grumpy Tom or happy Tom.
Oh, he's giving you a thumbs down now, Dom.
Sometimes I catch like strays from Tom on. Sometimes I'll ask a question and he'll be like, thumbs down on how you asked the question. That's not the game. The game is the question, answer it, thumbs up, thumbs down.
It's just a bonus thumbs down for Jim. That's all. I know he loves it when you catch strays for me. So he said in the chat he's thankful for Tom's thumbs. So
There we go. Thankful for
there you
Tom
go,
Thumb.
Jim. A little extra thumbs down when I give grief to Dom for asking me a question in a strange way that I have to decipher.
Fair. Okay, I'm coming around this room. I want unexpected. I'm back to. I like this little how he phrased it. Unexpected gratitude. So I want to hear. I'm going to go and I'm going to go from. I'm going to start with I'm going to start with Dr. Tachi. No, I'll start with Tom. Then go to Dr. Tachi, Brian, Sonia, Julie, me. Unexpected gratitude. So Tom, lead the way on something that's unexpected that you're grateful for.
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot here. What do I got?
It's tough.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't know you were coming to me. I thought you were going to somebody else first. So I don't.
Well, I'll skip. Okay,
like,
I'll skip back to Tom. You get Tom. Now Tom's going to get 3 more minutes to think about it, and it'll be this beautiful soliloquy. So, Dr. Tachi, we're coming to you. Something unexpected that you're grateful for.
Hot water.
There you go, hot water. So, can I ask why you boiling things, or is it showers, or just it's as unexpected as can be?
My hot water heater that has been here since 1985, obviously before I got here, conked out, and I had no hot water for like a week until I could configure everything to get a new hot water heater. So yeah, hot water.
Okay, this is good stuff. Okay, I decided I'm jumping in here, and I don't have a beautiful soliloquy. I just wanted to keep the pace up here. Something I am thankful for is fried chicken. I love it from the grocery store. I love it in wings. I love it in chicken fingers. I love it on the bone. I love it every way you can give it. I love it from Popeyes. I love it from KFC. I love it from new places. I love it when my wife hand breads chicken tenders. So I love fried chicken.
All right, I'm going to jump in, Dom. So you can't accuse me of having a ridiculously long amount of time. I also want to just highlight real quick, and you're going to catch a stray here, but the way you say Popeyes, which sounds like something completely different. I don't know what word that is, but yeah, you say Popeyes instead of Popeyes. Which is just an interesting. I don't know if that's a you thing or a Pittsburgher thing or what that is, but So this is actually Sonia talking about being grateful for running the New York City Marathon this year. Made me think of this, and it was I've been putting in a lot of work and a lot of effort swimming and trying to be really consistent with my swimming. And I'm grateful to have had the opportunity to do that. There's a local high school near us that I was able to get a membership to their pool, swim in like crazy off hours. Usually I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning to go swim a few days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, usually. And I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to do that because I'm seeing real benefit in my speed in the water. And that'll pay dividends for me when I come to doing my next Ironman in Lake Placid next summer. So anyway, I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity and been able to put in the work and actually see some benefit from it. It's always encouraging when you can kind of see yourself making those gains, right? So anyway, that's the small thing I'm grateful for is the local high school having their pool open to the community so that you can go there and swim in off hours. So that's what I got. Brian, what's something unexpected you're grateful for this year?
I am I'm grateful for those people that pick up the phone and call you, your old friends, people that you maybe went to school with, that just have the nerve not to worry about the fact that they haven't talked to you in a while and picked up the phone and call you. I love getting calls from people unexpectedly. I'm complete.
That's awesome, Brian. I appreciate that. I'm right there with you. I got an old buddy of mine from high school who's always good for that, to kind of pop up out of nowhere and give you a call or shoot you a text. So I'm right there with you. I agree wholeheartedly. Sonia, what's something unexpected you're grateful for this year?
I'm grateful for having a gym in my building just because it's so convenient, and when it gets too harsh to go work out outside, i.e. go run outside, I always have that, available at all times and in all weather conditions.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. We're going to Julie, and then we're coming back to you, Dom, for your for memory lane. All right. So Julie, what's your unexpected thing you're grateful for this year? Not
Dom?
cranberry sauce, I know.
Dom?
Yeah, she's saying Dom. She's
No,
saying
no. Promise you're not going to get mad at me.
Oh no, I hear it. She's gonna say that I pronounce more things weird.
No,
Maybe
that's not
you
what I'm
guys
grateful.
all pronounce them all wrong, and I'm
No,
the right one.
no, not that. But promise you won't get mad at what I'm grateful for.
Okay, let's go, Julie. What do you got?
The Bears. Very unexpected. The Bears. Okay, you
Uh,
can't get mad at me. Sorry. Thank you.
Very depressing. I'm depressed.
It was a good game, and I didn't say anything, but I'm very
Julie's
grateful.
lost to the Bears. I was so saddened this week. Don't even go there.
I'm not, but you said you weren't going to get mad at me.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Well, so with that, with Dom being depressed because of what Julie is grateful for, why don't we cheer you up with a little trip down memory lane, Dom? So why don't you take us for a walk? What do you got?
Okay, no pictures today. I'm gonna take you to what I consider, and I love Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving every year, but the nostalgic Thanksgivings from my childhood that really is what to me Thanksgiving's all about and will forever be all about. I had an uncle and aunt that hosted us many years. Uncle Wes, Aunt Rose. They weren't people of many means. Uncle Wes was a milkman, and Aunt Rose had never had a career. So we got together in their trailer. And there was about 40 of us in their trailer every year. We have the roll out to the outside porch, and they would line up. This was Uncle Wes was my dad's brother, and we would line up across like as far as you could put tables, like down through the trailer, single wide. And once you were in your seat, you really couldn't go to the other side of the room the rest of the day. And they had this little TV in the corner that you could barely see over people. And we all sit around that table, 20, 30, 40 people. And for me, it wasn't about where we were at. It wasn't about what was on the table. It was about who was around the table. And for me, that will always be Thanksgiving, and I'll always remember that. So that's memory lane at Uncle Wes and Aunt Rose's today Thanksgiving how it should be. Tom, that's what I got for you.
Hey, I love that, man. I mean, I think we used to, like I said, we used to go to my aunt and uncle's house. So, we would go down and my sister and I would hang out with our cousins. It was like the one time a year where we really got to hang out when we were kids. So we would hang out together, and they lived in like a split level. So like the kids would all be downstairs, the adults would be upstairs, right? And yeah, that's how I always remember Thanksgiving, is like like the family coming together, right? From different areas. So yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's a great way, a great memory lane for this year, and a good reminder for folks that look, I think ultimately, to me, I get how like the sort of holiday of Thanksgiving started, right? But I don't really care anything about the sort of the mythos or the legend that was built up, that is obviously a completely sort of fabricated version of events of what actually happened historically. I think ultimately, like, Thanksgiving is the ultimate family holiday, and it's really just about family coming together and people coming together and sharing a meal. And so I don't know, that's what Thanksgiving is all about to me. And that's what I look forward to every year, is sharing that meal. So that's where I'm at, Dom. I think we're coming up here to the wire, coming up to the closeout. You have anything else you want to add before you put the pressure on me to try to wrap up this Thanksgiving episode?
I think I just want to say I'm grateful for everybody who's stopped by over the years, who's challenged us, who's commented, who's come and added, who's come and checked the show out. I'm grateful for all of you, and of course, family and friends, Tom. And I'm grateful for you showing up every week, showing up consistent. Tom shows up every week, ready to roll with ideas, professional. So I'm thankful for you as well, Tom. So, Tom, on that note, Thanksgiving is like one of the most important days of the year. So that would make this wrap up one of the important on the calendar. So now, Tom, will you wrap us up on this Thanksgiving Eve?
Absolutely, Dom. So I think, first of all, I appreciate that. And I, of course, am grateful for you as well. Grateful for, the friendship that we've built up over the last 5 years since we first kind of met each other at some random Zoom that a mutual friend of ours put together during the pandemic. But yeah, here we are 5 years later, still doing this on a regular basis, still hanging out, still poking fun at each other, and building a community in the process. So I'm grateful for all of those things, for sure. Who would have thought that any of this would have come out of that sort of random group of people assembled during the pandemic? So yeah, I'm grateful for all of this. I also want to mention, you talked about consistently showing up week after week. I forgot to talk to you about this before we got on the show, but next week I actually have a shoot next Wednesday, and so I won't be around. So we're gonna have to skip next week for Not the Smartest Guys. So instead of taking this week off as a holiday week, we're gonna take next week off as a holiday week, I guess. So anyway, that's what's happening. So we won't be here next week, guys. So no Not the Smartest Guys next week, just so everybody knows, because I'll be on a shoot. I'll be too busy being a professional and won't be able to be here talking to you guys and giving things thumbs down. So sorry about that. Sorry to spring that on you, Dom, but that's the truth. Anyway, I just want to leave everybody with this. I think at the end of the day, when it all boils down, when it's all said and done, when the meal is finished, when you're pushing back from the table, when you've unbuttoned your pants because you've eaten so much at the Thanksgiving table, I just want to ask everybody to just take a minute, and whether it's somebody there with you, a friend that you've lost touch with, whoever it is, just take a minute to reach out to somebody and let them know that you are grateful for having them in your life. I think it's a really important thing to do. It's something that I know I don't do enough, and I think most people don't do enough of. So just make sure this year at Thanksgiving that you let people know how grateful you are to have them in your life. I think it's really important, and I think it's something that we could all do a little bit better at. So that's my wrap up for you guys this week. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this community. We are incredibly grateful for you being here week after week, for you hanging out with us, cheering us on, giving us grief, whatever the case may be. We appreciate it all. So thank you all for being here. For Dom, I'm Tom. We are not the smartest guys in the room. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Have a very, very happy Thanksgiving. See you soon. Bye-bye.